only about 30 seconds long. But I tell you what, we gonna make the most out of this 30 seconds. Let's watch it.
I think something I thought was normal growing up was playing sports with the boys. My parents couldn't really find girls' sports leagues to put me in, whether that was soccer, whether that was basketball. They were like deciding who should be the MVP.
Hold on. Caitlin Clark had to play basketball and soccer with boys? Boys? Now, finish listening to this story. Bro. She had to play sports with boys when she first started, and you wonder why she...
Pay attention to what she just said. Caitlin Clark didn't just play with boys growing up. She dominated them so completely that parents complained she shouldn't get the MVP award in a boys' league, where she was the best player on the court. This isn't some feel-good story about participation trophies. This is the origin story of why Caitlin Clark plays the way she does. Why she's fearless driving into contact. Why she doesn't back down from physical play. Why she talks trash and expects to win every possession. Because while other future WNBA stars were developing their skills in girls' recreational leagues, Caitlin was earning respect from boys who didn't want to give it to her, and their parents definitely didn't want her to have it.
Cold like that.
Of the league. There was a few parents that were like, we can't give it to a girl, like this is a boys league. I ended up getting MVP or whatever, but that was probably some friction between the parents, not really the players. All my teammates were great and they really respected me, and honestly they gave me the ball the most, so I was fine with it.
If you were going to say something to those parents who said you didn't deserve the MVP, what would you say?
I'd invite them to a game now. They can come watch the Fever. How about that?
Now she's in the pros.
I think something
That response right there tells you everything about her mentality. No bitterness, no need to prove anything to those parents anymore. Just a simple invitation. Come watch me play at the professional level now. But here's what makes this story significant. Beyond just Caitlin's personal journey, it reveals something about how elite talent develops when you remove artificial limitations. Those boys' leagues weren't trying to develop a future WNBA superstar. They were just trying to keep her out, and in doing so, they accidentally created exactly the kind of competitive environment that produces generational talent. Think about what that experience taught her. Every time she stepped on the court, she had to prove she belonged there. Not once, not twice. Every single game, every possession against kids who were told by their parents that a girl shouldn't be beating them. That's not normal youth sports pressure. That's something else entirely.
11th through the 17th. What? Caitlin Clark for this basketball court? Hold up, wait a minute. USA Next Chapter, Clark Clark and Paige Bueckers. Hold up, man. We might do another video about this. We gotta do what the hell? Caitlin Clark and Paige finna play basketball next month. Well, about a month and a half in March. It says Fever cover Paige Bueckers. And if they make the team, they play in 45 days. So that means it's another tryout, Caitlin Clark. See, y'all? I'm telling y'all right now, bro. This is great news. Someone commented, said, so it's okay. I was trying to figure out who made the team.
March 11th through 17th, San Juan, Puerto Rico, the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament. And Caitlin Clark is on the poster, alongside Paige Bueckers. This is massive news that's been flying under the radar. We haven't seen Caitlin play competitive basketball since the WNBA season ended in September 2024. That's 6 months off the court. And now she's returning not for some exhibition game or celebrity event, but for USA basketball in a qualifying tournament that actually matters. Here's what makes this particularly interesting. This isn't the Olympics. This isn't the main World Cup event. This is qualifying, which means the level of competition will be lower than what she faced in the WNBA playoffs, which means we're probably going to see Caitlin Clark completely unleashed in a way we rarely saw during her rookie season when she was getting adjusted to professional basketball. Remember, she just finished a season where she broke the WNBA single-season assist record, made the All-WNBA first team, and dragged the Indiana Fever to the playoffs for the first time in years. And she did all of that while still learning how to play at this level. Now she gets to take everything she learned and apply it against international competition that won't be as physical or as experienced as the teams she faced in the W.
Lisa Leslie calling the Brittany Griner flagrant foul on Aaliyah Boss exactly as she said. Tell it. Yeah, man. So we reacted to that earlier today, but like I stated, Caitlin Clark is also making news from Billie Jean King. She made a post. If you guys don't know, it was Caitlin Clark's birthday a few days ago. She stated, please join me in wishing a very happy birthday to the all-time NCAA scoring leader, men's and women's, the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year, and the record holder for the WNBA player with the most assists in a single season, Caitlin Clark, bruh. Shout out to Billie Jean King, bruh. Shout out to her.
Billie Jean King, one of the most important figures in the history of women's sports. And she's taking the time to wish Caitlin Clark happy birthday with a post that lists out her accomplishments like a resume, all-time NCAA scoring leader for men's and women's basketball, 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year, single-season WNBA assist record holder. That's what Caitlin accomplished before turning 23 years old. But what's more significant is who's paying attention. Billie Jean King didn't just randomly decide to post about Caitlin. She's been watching what Caitlin has done for women's basketball. The ratings, the attendance, the cultural impact, the way Caitlin has forced mainstream sports media to actually cover women's basketball as a legitimate sport, not as a curiosity or a feel-good story. And then you've got Lexi Hull posting multiple pictures for Caitlin's birthday. Teammates celebrating each other publicly. That matters more than people realize, because the narrative around Caitlin's rookie season was so focused on jealousy and resentment from other players. But her actual teammates, they love playing with her. They know what she brings to the court, they know what she's done for their careers and their paychecks. Indiana better not mess this up. Lexi Hull is a free agent after this season, and if the Fever let her walk because they're trying to save money, that's organizational malpractice. You don't break up a duo that's finally starting to develop real chemistry.
We can't never go wrong now.
Yes, that's my
Coach
girl.
Bruder and Aaliyah. Yeah, you can see on the right-hand side of your screen from Coach, and then Aaliyah doing a matchup of pictures, which is really sweet. I love this for you guys because you guys are both still really close. Obviously, Aaliyah as a current teammate, but how close are you still, Coach, to Caitlin?
Oh, I talk to her quite often. You know, I follow all of her successes and everything. I just always want to be in her camp and support her. I have so much admiration for her, for what she has really not only just accomplished, but what she's handled in her young 24 years of life. I told her today, your 20s have been pretty good to you.
I would say so. Yeah, they've been transformative, I would say, to say the least. And Aaliyah, it's been interesting watching her final season in college with you here at the desk and then watching your relationship develop at the professional level.
Yeah, honestly, it has been so great. It's always so weird when you play against someone and then you are on the same team and building that relationship. But I think just over the past 2 years, it's been amazing. From the first time she got to Indy and us just building that relationship on the court, off the court, honestly, that's my girl.
You guys are both elite. So when you met up with each other, of course, you've got all your college history, but then does it not take too long to recognize, hey, this is somebody that is like-minded like me, skilled like me, and can elevate my game to a level that I haven't seen?
I mean,
you had a
know that
fantastic
from playing
season last
against
season.
her. You know that from playing against her, just how competitive she is in that nature. And so to be on the same team, it honestly continues to motivate you because you guys want to be great for each other. And I feel like that's how we play. Like every time we step on the floor, we give each other our pregame hugs, and she says you're going to be amazing because you are amazing, and I say back, but it's just that confidence that Caitlin just continues to make you feel, and then you give it right back to her.
Yeah.
I was so happy for Aaliyah when Caitlin went to Indiana because I knew you were going to reap a lot of those passes down the court, and she was going to feed you the ball. And I just think you guys are such a dynamic duo.
Watch Aaliyah Boston's face when she talks about Caitlin. That's genuine respect between two elite players who recognize what they have together. Aaliyah said something crucial in that interview. She knew how competitive Caitlin was from playing against her in college, South Carolina versus Iowa. National championship implications, the highest level of women's college basketball. And then suddenly, they're on the same team. And that competitive fire that made them rivals is now working in the same direction. That pre-game ritual Aaliyah mentioned matters more than it sounds. You're going to be amazing because you are amazing. That's not just teammate encouragement. That's two players who understand the pressure they're both under and actively building each other up before every single game. Because here's what people forget about Caitlyn's rookie season. She wasn't just dealing with normal rookie pressure. She was dealing with unprecedented media attention, sold-out arenas everywhere she went, constant scrutiny of every shot she took, and a target on her back from veterans who resented the attention she was getting. And through all of that, she still managed to have one of the best rookie seasons in WNBA history. But she didn't do it alone. Aaliyah Boston was the foundation that made everything else possible. When Caitlyn drove and kicked, Aaliyah was there finish. When Caitlyn got double-teamed, Aaliyah was the safety valve. When Caitlyn needed someone to take the defensive assignment off her, Aaliyah handled the toughest post players in the league. The analyst in that clip said it perfectly. Caitlyn feeds Aaliyah the ball, and Aaliyah benefits from all those assists. But it works both ways. Aaliyah's presence in the paint creates the space that lets Caitlyn operate. Her screening opens up the three-point looks. Her defensive rebounding starts the fast breaks that turn into Caitlin Clark highlight passes. This is what a real partnership looks like in professional basketball. Not forced, not manufactured for media narrative. Just two elite players who make each other better and genuinely respect what the other brings to the court.
Most out of this 30 seconds, let's watch it.
I think something I thought was normal growing up was playing sports with the boys. My parents couldn't really find girls' sports leagues to put me in, whether that was soccer, whether that was basketball. They were like deciding who should be the MVP.
Hold on. Caitlin Clark had to play basketball and soccer with boys? Boys? Now, finish listening to this story. Bro. She had to play sports with boys.
Go back to that boys league story for a second, because there's a detail in there that explains so much about how Caitlyn plays today. She said her teammates respected her and gave her the ball the most. Think about what that means. These were boys who were probably getting pressure from their parents about playing with a girl, boys who were told this was supposed to be their league. And they looked at Caitlyn on the court and said, yeah, give her the ball. She's our best player. That's not something you can fake. You can't convince a group of competitive young boys to defer to someone who isn't earning it every single possession. They gave her the ball because she produced results. Because she made them win games. Because even at 8 or 9 years old, she was already demonstrating the kind of court vision and scoring ability that would eventually make her the all-time leading scorer in NCAA basketball history. And those parents who complained, the ones who said a girl shouldn't get the MVP award in a boys' league, they were watching their sons lose to a team led by Caitlin Clark and couldn't handle it. So they didn't question their son's effort or skill development. They questioned whether a girl should even be allowed to compete. That's the environment that forged Caitlyn's mentality. Not supportive, not encouraging, not designed to build her confidence. Just pure competition, where she had to prove herself every single time she stepped on the court, or else those parents would use her gender as an excuse to diminish what she accomplished. So here's what all of this adds up to. We're about to see Caitlin Clark return to competitive basketball in March for the first time since the WNBA playoffs ended. 6 months to rest, train, and process everything that happened during her rookie season. 6 months to work on her game without the pressure of cameras at every practice. 6 months to get stronger, faster, and more prepared for what's coming next. And she's not coming back for some meaningless exhibition. She's representing USA basketball in a qualifying tournament that matters. Playing alongside Paige Bueckers, another generational talent who's been dealing with her own set of expectations and pressures. Two players who were supposed to be rivals in college and are now going to share the court wearing the same jersey. Think about the statement that after everything Caitlyn went through during her rookie season, all the criticism about her defense, all the discourse about whether she deserved the attention she was getting, all the veterans who made it clear they resented her presence, she's still the player USA basketball wants, representing the country in international competition. That boys' league story isn't just a cute anecdote from her childhood. It's the blueprint for understanding how she's handled everything that's come after. When parents complained she shouldn't get the MVP, she didn't quit. She didn't transfer to a girls' league where she'd be more comfortable. She stayed and kept dominating until even the skeptics had to acknowledge what they were watching. When college defenses started face-guarding her at half-court, she adapted. When WNBA veterans targeted her physically, she got back up. When media narratives tried to diminish her accomplishments, she let her performance speak for itself. That's not something you can teach. That's something you develop by spending your entire athletic career proving people wrong who didn't want you to succeed. Aaliyah Boston recognized it immediately when they became teammates. That competitive fire, that refusal to back down, that confidence that comes from knowing you've already overcome obstacles that would have stopped most people. And now they're building something special together in Indiana. A partnership between two elite players who respect each other's games and genuinely want to see each other succeed. The Fever made the playoffs in Caitlin's rookie season after missing the postseason for years. They sold out arenas everywhere they went. They became must-watch television. They proved that women's basketball can draw ratings and generate revenue when you have the right talent and the right storylines. And they did it with a rookie point guard who was still learning how to play at the professional level. Now imagine what happens in year 2. Caitlin has a full season of experience now. She knows which moves work against WNBA defenders and which ones don't. She's stronger and more prepared for the physical play. She's built chemistry with her teammates. She's learned how to manage the media attention and the pressure that comes with being the face of the league. And she's about to spend a week in Puerto Rico, reminding everyone why USA Basketball wanted her on the roster. Against international competition that won't be as experienced or as physical as what she faced in the W. With the freedom to play her game without worrying about rookie mistakes or learning curves, just pure Caitlin Clark basketball in its most entertaining form. That's what makes this March tournament so significant. It's not just about qualifying for the World Cup. It's about Caitlin getting competitive reps against quality opponents before the WNBA season starts. It's about building chemistry with other elite players. It's about showing the basketball world that everything we saw during her rookie season was just the beginning. Those parents who complained about her getting MVP in that boys' league, they're probably watching her now on national television, playing professional basketball at the highest level, breaking records, and selling out arenas. And somewhere in the back of their minds, they have to know they were completely wrong about what they were watching. Because Caitlin Clark didn't need their approval then, and she doesn't need it now. She just needed the opportunity to compete. And every time someone has given her that opportunity, whether it was a boys' recreational league or the WNBA, she's proven she belongs there. So get ready for March 11th through 17th. Mark your calendars, set your reminder, because Caitlin Clark is coming back to competitive basketball, and after 6 months away from the game, she's going to remind everyone exactly why she's been the biggest story in women's basketball for the past 2 years. And if you're one of those people who still doubts whether she deserves the attention, whether she's really that good, whether the hype is justified, I invite you to do exactly what Caitlin suggested to those parents from her childhood. Watch the games, watch what she does on the court, and then try to tell me she doesn't belong there. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you excited to see Caitlin back on the court in March? Do you think that Boys League experience shaped how she plays today? And what do you think she's going to do against international competition after 6 months to work on her game? Let me know what you think. And if you made it this far, hit that like button and subscribe, because we're going to be covering every moment of Caitlin's return to basketball.